Fill us in, man. What's your story?
I'm Ryan, third year from Medford, New Jersey, so South Jersey. Call it pork roll. I'm tired today. I had a banana earlier. I'm doing pretty good.
Dude, that's it? Oh, we'll hook you up. We got food in the back. Wayne, what's your ancestry?
So my background is German, Korean, Irish, and Filipino.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So basically how that breaks down. On my mom's side, she's Filipino and German. And then on my dad's side, he is Korean and Irish.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Damn, that's fascinating. All right. So you both have one white parent.
Yeah, I'm like the mix of the mixes.
You're really the mix. And Jaden, what's your story?
I'm Jaden. I'm from Morgantown, West Virginia. This is my third year here. Moved around a lot when I was a kid. My dad's side of the family is mostly black, and then my mom's side is all white.
And when you say mostly black, what do you mean?
So, like, my dad's half. He's a white mom, a black dad. No, other way. I'm sorry. His mom's black, his dad's white.
So, tell me what when you're in like a room like this, what do you two guys who are mixed, right? What do you see that other people don't see?
I look at people's like hair. Cause like I have super curly hair, and people like never know what I am. A lot of time they ask me if I'm Mexican.
So you focus on hair. That's one thing that you focus on. You're thinking about a lot. I would think so. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes I'm able to like pick out like pieces of like different, like if I saw someone that like look kind of like, like Filipino, I could be like, oh, that probably like a Filipino guy or something. Or it's like, oh, they look a little Korean or Irish or something. It's like, I can like pick out, I'm like kind of racially ambiguous if you look at me sometimes, like Noah Miller or something. So sometimes I feel like I can pick out little pieces that maybe other people wouldn't be able to pick out from people.
And do you think about it a lot?
Not usually, but every now and then if I see someone that like I feel like I recognize like maybe a piece of them, I'll be like, maybe that's another Filipino dude.
Jaden, how about you? Are you able to see things that other things?
Yeah, totally. Just like being on two sides of the family, I pick up on things quick. Just like different like traditions, I guess. Like how people act and how people talk.
How people act and talk, like you're really thinking about it. And okay, so the one thing you focus on a lot is hair. What else do you focus on with people? Like what specific? So how they talk.
Yeah, I like the mannerisms, like how they act with other people, and like just kind of like knowing what they are, I guess.
And you link the mannerisms to different cultures.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. How about you? What else do you focus on?
I guess. Yeah, I guess I kind of focus on kind of similar to that. Like the hair is often like a big tell of like someone's background. Like obviously when you got like someone that's mixed, if they got like really straight hair, they might have like two sets of Asian in their family or something. Like so with like for me, for instance, with like the Filipino, Korean, and German Irish, that's like all straight hair. I'm pretty sure. So it's like I got really thick, really straight hair. It just like poofs out sometimes. So stuff like
really
that.
Thick. Definitely thick. Hey, tell us what are some of the really cool things about being mixed?
I'd say kind of perspective, because you get so many different bits and pieces of cultures that you kind of get to get a view of. Like for instance, two of my grandparents, my mom's dad and my dad's mom, they're both from another country. So my mom's dad was from the Philippines, came over to the United States around college age for medical school. And then my dad's mom came around probably maybe also, I'm assuming also 20s when she came back with my grandfather from Korea. So you just kind of get to experience a lot of different cultures and get a good appreciation of them too.
I was gonna say, then the coolest thing, I can fit in with like any group. Like white, black, mixed. Like I find ways to connect with people.
What are the benefits of that?
I feel like
just for you.
Yeah, I connect easily with people like that. Just by talking and like putting pieces together. Helps me make a lot of friends, especially school. It's like so. I mean, everybody's different. And like,
Yeah, it would seem like it, right? You know, one of the things that for years, as we kind of expanded out in the U.S. anyway, with where when the kind of the mores and about interracial dating and interracial marriage started to loosen up a little bit, right? And so we went from, you know, the vast majority of people being against interracial marriage back when I was a kid. I mean, it was like, I don't know, something like 10 or maybe 15% of the population thought it was a good idea. And now it's like 5% of the population thinks it's a bad idea, you know? And even most of those people, they think it's a bad idea not because they're racist, most of them, but really just because of just the way it just kind of creates just kind of a struggle with kids and stuff, right? So what pieces, just in response to that, what are the ways in which you struggled growing up because you were multiracial? So both of you, but whoever wants to go first.
So in terms of when I grew up, so with both my parents being mixed themselves and me being ultra mixed, I guess, you know, I definitely got to kind of get an interesting perspective where even though I was like mixed and I'm like actually majority Irish, so you know, there's that. But like obviously, like I'm a little bit darker than what most white people, I guess. So that was like, you know, people would usually obviously jump to Asian as like the attribution for me. And so it's just interesting, obviously, seeing like for me in a like very majority white town, how people kind of went about kind of, you know, interacting with me, especially in like middle school. It was like when people started getting like aware of stereotypes and stuff was when things got interesting. So yeah.
How many times in your life have you been asked what are you or whatever?
Oh man.
I mean, are we in like the 7 figures kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like almost every week is like, so, you know, I'm just wondering, what are you? And I'm like, well, one time I was at a restaurant and this lady was trying to, so this is after homecoming in high school, and she's trying to hook our entire table up with her daughter, and she was drunk at a bar. And so she's going around, she's like, so what are you guys? And she goes to me, she's like, what are you? And I'm like, German, Korean, Irish, and Filipino. She's like, oh, I don't like that. I'm like, huh? I'm like, what?
Probably she couldn't remember it.
Yeah.
Dude, I know, because just me, given just given what I do, like my life, I'm always asking people because like it's like it's my job. But I can't tell people, hey man, no, it's my job, really, it's cool. Like, because sometimes people just don't want to be asked, but you know, whatever. I'm like, all right, what am I gonna do?
I mean, growing up, I played like every sport possible. So like, I don't think I really struggled besides like when I moved at first. But still then, like every time I moved, like people knew I played sports. So, like I was able to like adapt quickly. I think the biggest change was like going like from schools to the south and like going like up north. It's like, because being like, I have people that look like me and like darker than me, and then I go to school up north. I'm like I'm not even that dark, but I'm like the darkest kid in the class.
Yeah. How just out of curiosity, how do you experience what you might talk about as racism, or whatever it is, right? I don't like to use the racism word because it's like whatever, we'll call it that, but you don't have to go that far, right? Well, how did you experience it differently in the South than up here in the North?
I feel like in the South they're just like open about it, like they don't really like give a shit about it, but up here like people like kind of hide it a little bit, but like, you can still tell. Like,
So in the South, meaning if people feel a certain way, they just put it out there?
Yeah, they're just blatant about it.
And which one do you prefer? Being more open or hiding it?
I'm rather just be straight up honest, like just so I can just get it over with.
Yeah. That would be like, that would be you, Raphael. Yeah. Yeah. That kind of goes with what he said. And you've lived in Pennsylvania your whole life?
Jersey.
Or in Jersey, I mean?
Yeah, South Jersey.